And welcome back, everybody. We are back finally after being on a hiatus for a little while. But this is WindRiders of Aria, and we are back with a new arc and everything. So we're going to go around. We're missing a couple people tonight because they had prior engagements they could not get out of, and that is totally fine. I have their characters off doing other things while we prep everybody else. So we're going to go around, let everybody introduce themselves, tell us who you are, who you play. And that'll be it. There's no question tonight at the beginning. We'll do one at the end. So we'll start with Katarina.
Hello, I'm Lisa. I play Katarina, a Perry in this wonderful surge system. And I am looking forward to this new arc. Kind of exciting.
Cool. All right. We'll go over to Gath. You're good.
There we go. Hi, everybody. I am Old Worm Slayer, and I will be playing Gath Alfredi, and I'm looking forward to see what is ahead of us.
Cool. All right. And of course, last but not least, A.
What's up, y'all? I am Kel, also known as the Celtic Wyvern King, playing A.
Well, that was succinct. All right. And of course, I am Will, the Halfling Wizard, the Chaos Facilitator for this creative group. So tonight's episode is a shift to a brand new arc, brand new story arc that our intrepid adventurers will be setting forth on. But first, we're gonna go a little bit into the whats, the wheres, and the what for nots and things of that nature. As we ended our last arc, our party, who was part of the Fossan military, was sent out to do this thing to find this item, which eventually they did through a lot of harrowing turmoil, near death experiences, this, that, and the other. But eventually, they did achieve their mission with the help of Mr. Gonzalez, the historiographer, who they happened upon at the end of that arc. And they got the Rod of Erisset, which is part of an engine. They found out. But after they received the Rod of Erisset, or they got the Rod of Erisset out of East Haven through many close calls, we head back. The group, the WindRider, is recalled back to Fossa City, where they will have set in to port. That what you would have seen, or what the orders you would have been given, were to report back to headquarters, back to Fossa City, for debrief, basically, just so you can kind of let everybody know what was going on, that sort of thing. When you sat in, or when the ship set into dock, one of the things that you all would have noticed is the mooring clamps being attached to the ship. Normally, it's not that big of a deal. But for a ship that's coming and going pretty quickly, or needing to go pretty quickly, it is an unusual thing to see the mooring clamps put in place. But as you put into port, they clamp the ship in, and you're told to report to headquarters. So we're going to kind of pick it up. It's going to be a sort of a time jump in this first part of the session. So this will be, you guys have just put back into port. Captain Carrick has already gone ahead. Dr. Vin is doing last minute medicals. So everybody else, what are you doing? So we could start with Katarina. What is Katarina doing? You've put into port.
Well, since we were told to report to headquarters, I guess I would, once I stow all my stuff and get all my paperwork and reports in order, I would report to headquarters.
Okay. Gath?
I will get my stuff that I need to take care of, taken care of, and report to headquarters as told.
Okay, cool. And A.
Um,
What snarkiness are you about to do? I heard the planning and that.
because still got some ideas for. Um, oh my god, I had a brain fart on a character name.
Who?
Riku's character.
Carrick.
Thank you. For Carrick's leg.
Okay.
So I think A's probably going to be probably in his quarters because he's got a little workshop set up there. Just figure out like, okay, you know what? What other shit can I throw into this leg?
Okay. Very cool. All right. So once you guys eventually you stow your gear, you report to headquarters. You go through a debrief, and it's very simple. They just say, okay, each of you are taken into a room. They say, give us your account of things that happened. You give it to them. They're like, thank you. You can leave. No questions. No anything. The other thing you notice is that the people in the room with you are pretty low ranking. And they just take your story, and they write it down, and then they dismiss you. So all of you have been dismissed at this point, and you will all kind of reconvene sort of in the central plaza of headquarters. What are y'all doing?
Strange that we didn't get new orders. Very strange. I guess I will go to my residence.
Okay.
Stop and probably get some food on the way, something different than ship food. And
Fair.
go home and eat and maybe take a nap until I figure out, well, what's next.
Okay. Fair. What about Gath?
Some food and then wait. Go home and wait until further orders.
Okay, cool. A, what about you after your debrief?
Oh, he's going to get back to trying to figure out what kind of janky shit he can do on the leg. He's just going to be living off coffee and spite.
Okay, cool. So, where are you doing that at?
Oh, it's going to be in his quarters still. Like I say, he's got that whole little workshop set up there.
Okay, cool. Cool. So, yeah. So you guys go back to your bungalow, your homes, your and rest and eat and kind of reacclimate to, shore life. And you guys are probably there in your quarters doing your thing for about a day. Early the next day, you will get a letter sent to each of you from the military. Looks like when you pull it out of your sort of mail slot, it looks like orders have finally come through. And in this letter, it says that until further notice, you have leave, and they highly recommend that you go home to see your families. Take the time, gather yourself, whatever you need to do, and and your orders will be given to you upon your return, and you have 6 weeks.
Oh, snap.
Yep,
Damn.
Well,
6 weeks
I
of
ain't
leave.
going home.
Right. So,
I was
what
like,
do each of you do in your 6 weeks?
I mean, A is kind of the same boat as Katarina. Doesn't have a home.
Fair.
He was living on the streets.
That's true.
Um, so I guess again, it's just figuring out what kind of shit he wants to throw in Carrick's leg.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Gath.
also come up
Oh,
with some other crazy shit, but I'll figure that out in a
okay.
sec.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to tell me everything right now. Just a sort of general. This is kind of where they're at. So, Gath, what about you?
Um, if I'm not mistaken, where Gath is from is kind of far from Faso.
Yeah, but you have 6 weeks. I mean, you could. There's transport. Easy.
Oh,
You could get there pretty quickly
and
if you want to do
then
that.
he'll go visit family.
Okay.
Uh, uh, so that way they know, hey, I'm alive. I've had some success.
Okay. Cool. So, and
I
of
ain't
course,
dead yet.
right. Carrick will go home as well, and Dr. Vin will also go home and see his family. So 6 weeks will go. Whether you spend all that at home, Gath, or whether you spend like 3 and then come back for 3, it's whatever you do. You can decide that later. You don't have to do it now. So when you return, or actually, let's talk about Katarina and A, since you guys didn't actually go anywhere. Um, about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks or so, give or take. No, say 2.5 weeks into your shore leave. Um, People come to your little home, your bungalows. Um, and pretty abruptly are like, okay, it's time for you to move out. We need you to vacate these premises. They tell you where you can go. Your stuff will be gathered and sent to this location, and they give you the location where it's being sent. Um, and that's basically what they tell you.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta go find A. This is weird. you know?
Okay, well, I mean, A is literally around the corner from you. And when you
Um,
go to see A, you will see that the same people are there. Not the same people, but people are there
yeah.
basically vacating him from his residence.
Any idea what's going on?
No, it's really hard to say though. Give me 1 second. He's gonna go inside, close the door, and like 3 seconds later, he's gonna hear a boom, and he's gonna come back, open the door again with smoke in his face.
Oh, God.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Just minor distraction.
Okay. The people inside are rather distracted by it. It's like,
Oh, I thought the people left already.
oh no, they're still there. They're packing you up. They're like packing your shit up.
Oh, I misunderstood.
That's
Okay.
okay. That's like, well, you can
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
then you see they're covered in soot too.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're just like, okay, but they're just still packing your shit. And they just tell you like you can thank you for that, and you may report to this location where you will receive all of your items and yep, that's it. That's all they tell you. They don't tell you anything else. So,
Don't you find this kind of odd?
I mean, almost
They
everything we've
moored the
done.
ship. They moored the ship. They give us leave. That was compared to the last debriefing, that was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what's not weird at this point with half the stuff we've seen and done.
That's funny.
So again, you guys, keep thinking I'm the crazy one. We literally had someone, pour fire down someone else's throat. Never thought I'd actually see that.
Okay.
We had run away from pirates. So again, it's hard to tell what's not weird at this point.
And these people are very quick. They're like, they've got your stuff in containers and are already carrying it out the door, loading it onto a transport.
I'm gonna look at one of the containers and be like, hold on, give me another second. It's like I'm gonna go over to the camera and open it. Well, open two different cameras. I'm gonna move two eyes apart. I was like, yeah, probably don't want to put those right next to each other. Just saying, and I'll close the bins back up.
Okay. And they will look at you concerned and they will carefully remove your things to the transport. Okay.
Yeah, you need to walk a little slower than that.
And they will do that. All right. You guys will also have observed, real quick, you'll also have observed that they're doing the same thing with like Gath's items, Carrick, Dr. Venn. You see all y'all's stuff sort of being brought into trans. They're all labeled with your names on it. So, yeah. And then once they're done, they literally close the door. They turn off the lights, close the door, and lock it. They literally change the locks on the doors. Like, you're done. You're out. And then they literally walk away from you, get on the transports, and they go.
Well,
What?
I guess I'll go check out the new digs.
I guess to also, one for the fact they already moved ourselves. They thought that would stop me.
Well, yeah, they're not. They were just doing it. That's just like, oh, there was that. Whatever you do after that, it's on you. They were just doing what they were told to do. So you guys go and check out the new digs, or y'all try to get answers, or cool. All right. So when you go to the address they give you, you pull up to what literally what looks like, these rundown apartment buildings that you find sort of like in like the seedier parts of town. It's not a seedy part of town. It's not what you're used to. And you're all the way up on like the 6th and 7th floors, which is the top of this building. And there are no elevators. So
I can get up there.
Yeah. That's hopefully you don't get shot down.
Yeah, I must say, if you're going to attempt to fly, A's got a smart ass comment for you.
Oh, yeah, but you can. Yeah, you can fly up.
Well, yeah. Might
Okay.
climb 6 flights with.
That's true.
I was going to holler, going like, "Watch out for snipers!"
Nice. PTSD. So yeah, you fly up. You're on the 7th floor. You find your new place. You take the envelope. They gave you an envelope. It has your key in it. You go inside, and what you find is basically like a studio apartment. It literally has a place to sleep and a place to eat, and that's it. And, shower. But that's it. There are no amenities for the most part. It's literally just a square room with a bathroom in the corner over there, a place to sleep, and your living room, bedroom, and then a little kitchenette and a little bitty closet. And that's it. That's what you find. All your stuff is already there. They're quick.
I'm gonna look in the closet. Are my uniforms there?
Okay. Yeah, you can open the closet. When you open the closet, you don't see any uniforms, but you do see a whole lot of like normal clothes. Like everyday clothes.
Yeah. After a few minutes of Katerina looking at the apartment, she'll probably finally see me just going, "Oh God, stairs."
Yes, you find that your apartment is right next door to Katerina's.
Yeah, you just see A just going, "Oh, it's too hot for this."
Okay.
There are no uniforms in our closet.
I mean, I'm fine with that. Not like I really care for the uniform.
I really think we're in big trouble.
I mean, it's not like we blew up a pirate cove.
It's not like we blew up a whole pirate
Well.
syndicate.
But honestly, if speaking from experience, if we were in trouble, we'd probably be in handcuffs right now.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
So A, when you go into your apartment, it's identical to what Katerina's looks like.
Yeah, you said they're pretty small and cramped.
Oh yeah, they're really small.
All right, wait, do they unpack the stuff or they just bring it up there?
No, they just literally just brought it up and stacked it in your living / sleeping area.
Okay, so yeah, so when I see that, I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to find out where those fuckers live because what the fuck.
So, and then in your closet again, you find normal everyday wear. Nothing, no uniforms. So, at this point, like in the next day or so, as you guys are sort of acclimating, trying to figure out what's going on, Gath, you will have returned. How long was he gone for? Like, how long did you go home for?
A week.
Just a week? Okay. So yeah, so you go home and you come back. When you get back,
Week.
okay. When you return, you will go to your little house and you'll see that there'll be a note on there with an envelope with your name on it, and inside it tells you where you need to go, and all your items have been sent to your new location, and there's a key inside the envelope, and you're able to go to this sort of apartment area. And again, you see it looks like a rundown like apartment building. But it's not in it's like I said, it's not in a bad part of town, quote unquote. It just looks a little worse for wear, a little older. You'll find that your apartment is on the 6th floor, and when you go into your apartment, you'll find the exact same thing. It's one's a little studio apartment. They've put all your stuff in containers and have kind of stacked them neatly in the living sleeping area. Inside the closet, you'll find normal everyday clothes.
Cat's first instinct is, what kind of trouble did Egg get us into?
No, that's not far from a possibility. So, I mean, it did blow up something in his bungalow, so who knows? Yeah, what did you blow up anyway? What was that?
Uh,
I mean, was it just like a little poofy thing, or were you trying to destroy evidence?
no. The explosion wasn't something he was trying to cause. From them not like bugging him at like in the middle of working, coming to the door. It's that cliche, you leave something unattended, and if you leave it unattended too long, it blows up, science shit.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. So it wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't trying to
Oh, okay,
purposely blow up the room.
I thought he was. No, I thought he was like,
That's his own shit.
haha, look what I did. But okay, cool. That's cool. That was totally that was my bad. Cool. So yeah, so you guys are all there. You guys still haven't seen Carrick or Dr. Vin yet. Although you see their apartments. Vin is on the 6th floor, Carrick's on the 7th. So you guys are basically 6 weeks. So 6 weeks and boom. So we're going to do a little bit of a time jump to 6 weeks later. And in that 6 weeks, you never received any other information. No one's contacted you. No one has given you any type of this is what's happening. This is where you're going. This is what's going to happen. You know, nothing. If you were in trouble, no one is saying so. You know, it's literally like been radio silence. Like nobody has contacted you. And if you have tried to contact them, you're met with basically nothing. With, you know, as if they're just ignoring you. If you try to contact the ministry, the ministry, you basically are like, oh, no one's here to take your call. Or if you go to visit it to try to talk to someone, they're like, oh, they're not in. And they're not sure when they'll be in. It's very much like that. You also find, does anybody go to the military like headquarters to try to get answers?
I think Katerina would at some point.
Okay. You would, Katerina, if you had gone to the headquarters, you would have immediately seen that you have no credentials there. Like your credentials don't work. Like you can't get into the building without someone's assistance.
Wow.
And then you're just taken to like literally a receptionist desk and asked basically, you know, what can we do for you? Who do you need? You know, what are you here for? Like as if you're a total stranger. Like they don't even know you.
Well, I'm kind of offended now. We have risked our lives for these people, and
Yep. They don't seem to. It's not like they don't care. It's literally like they don't know who you are. Like they literally don't know who you are.
wow.
They're just sort of like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what are you? You know, that it's that sort of thing. It's like, no. It's okay. You know, they're very sympathetic. They're very nice. It's not like they're being rude to you or anything. They literally are like I just don't know who you are. So that's what you would be met with if you go to military HQ. And then if you tried to ask for someone specifically, they would say they weren't there or they were in a meeting
Yeah.
or that sort of thing. You know, could they set you an appointment and then the appointment is like months out?
Okay.
Okay, so this is like we're at the end of the 6 week period, and you've met nothing but roadblock after roadblock. You know, silence. No one said anything to you. You're all getting a little frustrated at this point, only because you just don't know what the hell's going on. You haven't seen Carrick, and you haven't seen Dr. Vin. Like in the whole 6 weeks that you've been here, you know that they're there because they have apartments, but you haven't seen them at all. So it's just very much like almost as if people have just forgotten about you.
Like I said, we've risked our lives for these people, and this is how we're treated? Huh.
If you does anybody like reach out to like friends or people they know or that sort of thing? I mean, would you like try to, okay, you can't get anything from the military, so where else can we go? What else can we do? I can't imagine you guys would just give up and sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I
Well,
think A would actually try and reach out to Soot, see if Soot knows anything.
Okay.
Just because, oh my god, what was the name of the goose?
Oh,
Gustav.
Gustav.
Gustav, yeah.
Gustav.
Because, Soot would know how to reach out to Gustav, and if Gustav was as high up as he was, maybe he might be able to give us answers.
That's fair. When you try to reach out to Soot, you get no answer back from him. Like, not, it's like radio silence.
Yeah, A's going, man, that rude mother. After all the stuff we built, including the taser.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's like literally like anyone and everyone you know or knew, it's as if they don't even know you anymore. Like the professors at the academy, they don't know you. If you reach out to them, they won't know you.
Are we sure we're in the right place?
Is this some
No
sort of
magical, timey-wimey
freaky alternate universe?
bullshit here.
So, okay. So after the end of your 6 weeks, officially, in the middle of the night, there will be a knock at your door, each of your doors, and if and when you open the door, there's literally just a person there. Looks like a messenger, basically, and they're delivering a letter of some sort to you.
In the middle of the night.
Yep, in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's literally it's like
All right.
2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And that's it. They just hand you the letter and they walk away.
Okay, this is it. We've been terminated. All right, read the letter, I guess.
Okay. So if you read the letter is actually it's from someone by the name of Ardneth Tressel. Professor Ardneth? Big doctor really, but and there's a logo at the top of your letter that is it's a shield with a scroll and a quill with a sort of banner across the bottom that says history is never kind, but it must always be honest. This is new to you. You don't know what this is, who this is, what you know nothing. This is very random. But basically, this letter, and I'm not going to read the whole letter, but this letter, it says, congratulations, and I'll read the first part of it. It says, congratulations, whether by design, circumstance, or the recommendation of unseen hands, your service has brought you here. The reasons no longer matter. What matters is that you have been chosen. Effective immediately, your previous commission is dissolved. Your victories, deployments, commendations, and campaigns are now part of the historical record. You are no longer soldiers, you are graphers. And then it goes on to talk about the Ministry of Historiography. Now, you guys will recognize that because Jose was a grapher who worked for the Ministry of Historiography. So that is very familiar with you. You're very familiar with that. So it says the ministry wages no wars and claims no territory. We concern ourselves with older things. Our battlefield is memory. Our enemies are ignorance, falsehood, omission, and the slow erosion of truth by time itself. You were not selected despite your past experience. You were selected because of it. Others saw specialties or specialists. We saw pieces. Then it goes on to talk about something called Project Hearthstone. It says that it requires more than skill, it requires perspective. Every ruin, every artifact, every forgotten text, every sealed tomb demands a different set of eyes. No individual can uncover the whole truth alone. Goes on to say that within the ministry there are no ranks to shield you, no offices to elevate you, and no titles to place one truth above another. And it goes on to say that former Captain Carrick will serve as head grapher for this expedition, not because authority was granted to him, but because experience placed him there. Leadership within the ministry is measured by knowledge, not insignia. Each of you possesses expertise that cannot be replaced. And it goes on to talk about various things. Each of you has been assigned a piece of a puzzle whose full image remains concealed. And it kind of goes through a few rules, what it feels like rules, where it talks about stay within your discipline, trust the work of others. The engineer sees what the scholar cannot. The physician finds what the mechanic overlooks. The guardian notices what the leader misses. The machine reveals what the artifact conceals. Alone, each perspective is incomplete. Together, they become understanding. You have not been assembled to solve a mystery. You have been assembled because you are part of one. And then it goes on to talk more a little bit about Project Hearthstone, which is seeking objects that are scattered over the millennia, across the millennia rather, hidden in plain sight among forgotten histories, royal genealogies, burial inscriptions, ruined monuments, stories, etc., etc., etc. Others have searched for power. We search for truth, and there are truths buried so deeply that entire civilizations conspired to keep them hidden. And that, Katerina, strikes a little bit of a chord with you. And it goes on to say, you are now custodians of a question that has endured longer than kingdoms. Find the artifacts, follow the record, trust the evidence, and remember, some doors were sealed for a reason, some histories were forgotten on purpose, and some paths, once reopened, can never be closed again. And then it goes on to talk about operational status, which we'll get into in a little bit. Final directive. Your duty is not to decide whether the truth is convenient. Your duty is to uncover it. Whatever waits at the end of this path has remained hidden for millennia. The ministry intends to learn why. History is never kind, but it must always be honest. Welcome to the Ministry of Historiography. Welcome to Project Hearthstone. And it is signed by Ardneth Tressel, Professor and Grand Historiographer. And along with this letter will come basically not orders, but where to report to in the morning. And it does say that it doesn't tell you a time. It just says show up when the time is right for you. So it's not giving you any type of orders. It's literally like, you'll know when to be there. You know, individually, you know what time you need to be at this location. So, yeah, and that's it. That's all it says.
Well, I'm not very. Ow! Good Lord, baby. I'm not very happy about this. I mean, do we have a choice?
I don't know. I guess you'll have to show up and find out.
I've had so many people dictating what I do when I do it for so long. I'm getting a little. I finally found a family, and now I don't know. Did they all get this letter?
Well, I mean, A's right next door to you.
We go knock on his door. As much as he loves being woken up.
Oh no! When you hear a knock after another like 3 seconds, you're just gonna hear another explosion. And you're like, God damn it! And I'll open the door and just sit in the face again.
Okay.
Bad time?
Kinda. As smoke comes out of his mouth.
Did you get a letter?
Let me check. And he's going to look around his place, see if he's got a letter. He's like, Oh, maybe this is it. As he shakes it as it's on fire to put the fire out. And he'll open his and he'll read through it and be like, yeah, like, Grapher sounds so boring. And he'll say that out loud so you hear that, Katarina, by the way.
Yeah. You know, we don't get a choice. I don't
Well,
like to, yeah.
Well, welcome to my
Not
club.
like
I
the
didn't.
tone.
I mean, welcome to my world. I didn't have a choice on joining the military.
Well, I did. I didn't have any other options, but all right. Well, I was just curious if it was just me or if we all got one.
I mean, and Gath is down below you.
I'm not a cat tree. Ugh.
You brought that upon yourself, Lisa.
I know, but there's two of them. Okay. Yeah, I'll run down and knock on Gath's door.
Okay. So Gath, you'll get a knock on the door. Another one.
I'll go answer it.
Okay. And you'll see Katarina standing there.
Did you get a letter?
Hey, Katerina. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll leave. I'm, I'm going to everybody's door.
Okay. So you go to everybody's door. The people who actually answer the door, they're just like, "What are you doing?" It's like 2:30 in the morning.
No, I mean our party. Everyone.
Oh,
that's in
okay.
our
Everybody.
group.
I was like, you're like going to everybody. It's like,
No, no, I'm sorry.
okay. Well, you go to Carrick's room. He's not there. Dr. Ben's not in his either.
Huh. Okay. Well, maybe I'll finally get some answers tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
I'll go upstairs and go back to bed, I guess.
Okay. What about Gath and A?
I'll go back to bed.
Okay.
A is going to chug pretty much another pot of coffee and then get back to working on what he was working on.
Okay, cool. So y'all do that through the night. The next day, early dawn, the sun rises. So, what time do you guys go to, or each of you individually? I'm assuming you all don't go at the same time, or maybe you do. I don't know. So the morning has arrived.
I'll go about 7 a.m.
Okay.
I want answers. You know,
Okay.
feels right to me.
Cool. Gath, what about you?
Arrive precisely at Wizard O'Clock.
Okay. And A? He hasn't even gone to bed yet, I'm assuming.
No. I don't know. He'll probably be the last one there regardless, knowing A.
That's fair. Okay, so Katarina, you show up first. This is what looks like a Victorian university. It's outside on the outskirts of the city, probably the far sort of northwest quadrant of the city, which is literally on the other side of the city from where you are.
Okay.
and you sort of go out of the city up on it's like a private road, and it goes up, winds up, and when you pass through this sort of like tunnel of trees, it opens up, and there's this big Victorian stone style building, and multiple buildings out and around it. It looks like a Victorian university, like
Hmm.
Cambridge or Oxford.
Okay.
You know, your transport pulls up, drops you off at the main building.
Okay.
Okay, this place is massive. It's very impressive. It's
Okay.
very impressive. Unlike anything you've probably ever seen before.
Cool.
Looks nothing like the other buildings in Fossa or any buildings that you've seen anywhere else.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of study the building for just a few minutes and then I'll go in.
Okay. It's very quiet outside. You know, you can hear the birds chirping, the sun's coming up. It's very nice. It's very peaceful. Then when you walk into the building, it immediately becomes hustle bustle. People are all over the place, coming and going, coming and going. It's as if they have the most important job on the planet. They're moving and shaking. They're not. No one is standing still, except for a receptionist at the center of this massive room. There seems to be one lone receptionist, sort of there, and as people walk up to her, she answers, and they immediately leave. It's very quick.
Um, good morning.
Good morning. Can I help you?
I was told to report here.
Name?
Katerina.
Yes, Katerina. She immediately lifts this parcel. She's like, here's your credentials and all that you'll need to know. You'll go up these stairs behind me to my right and go to the fourth floor, second door on your right. Good day. And she goes back and she helps the next person. Like, it's
Okay.
quick. It's like so super fast. It's like so
Okay.
quick.
So looking at all this stuff.
Yeah, and it's a huge stack of things. And on top of that is what looks like a lanyard with a badge on it.
All right. Well, I will put the lanyard on
Okay.
and climb the stairs.
Okay. There's an elevator.
Now,
If you want to take the elevator, you can take the elevator. She says go up the stairs, but there is an elevator if you want to use it.
nah, I wanna get a lay of the land, see what each
Okay.
floor looks like.
Okay. So up you go. Cool. Gath, you would arrive next. Again, you walk in, hustle bustle, central point with a single receptionist. She's like very quickly helping people.
Then I'll approach
She'll see you and she'll go, yes, can I help you?
and say, "Yes, I'm reporting for duty."
Gath Alfredi. She puts your stuff on the thing. She goes up the stairs back behind my right, go up fourth floor, second door to the right. And then she immediately goes and helps someone else. And it's the same thing. It's a large stack. On top is a lanyard with what looks like an ID badge.
Then I'll grab.
Okay. So you'll head up the stairs. Um,
I'll put on the lanyard and then grab the stuff and head to where I'm supposed to.
Excellent. All right, A, so you're the last one to appear.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive. Again, same thing everybody else saw. It's a little later in the day, or in the morning rather. But still hustle bustle. There's a single receptionist in the middle of the room, helping people as they come up to her.
Yeah, when A walks up, he is a complete mess. Like he literally still has soot in his face. Probably has like maybe a couple pieces of his hair on fire.
And she looks up at you and she goes, "Oh, A, right?" And she hands you your stuff. She's like, "Up the stairs, back from behind my right, upstairs, 4th floor, second door to the right."
I was like, you know what they say about assuming, right?
No assuming, your reputation precedes you. Next, and then she goes immediately to the next person.
And A just gonna go as he walks away.
All right. So as you each go up the stairs in your own time, so Katerina, you'll come up to that 4th floor, and it's a long hallway with multiple doors on either side. You go down to the second door on the right. You open the door. You go in. There's this huge sort of like, almost sort of like a lecture hall, and there's all the seats here, and then there's sort of a podium towards the front. There's nobody else in there. You get there. You're the first person to get there.
Are there like tables in front of the
Yeah, it's
seats?
like long connected tables, and there's like swivel chairs behind each of the long. There's like 6 or 7, 8 or so long tables
Okay.
that go up in sort of a stadium seating.
I will sit third row center on the aisle and put my packet down and start looking through it.
Okay, cool. As you look through the packet, it's full of information about the ministry, its history, its mission, all this sort of things. Just sort of it's really sort of a background dossier. So, all right, so you're doing that. Probably about 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, Gath walks in the door. You walk in, you see Katerina sitting center row on the aisle, left aisle or right aisle? Third row,
Yep.
center?
On
Okay.
the aisle. Yep.
On the aisle. Okay. So, Gath, you walk in, and that's where you see Katerina, and she's reading. She's probably a good quarter of the way into her manual that she's reading, or skimming through. I don't know if she's reading it, but
Oh, she's reading it.
Gath will find an open spot, sit down, and will start reading his
okay. Yeah, there's everything.
manual as
Everywhere
well.
is open. Katerina is the only one in the room when you walk in, so you can sit anywhere you'd like. Okay, so you sit down and start reading your manual. About an hour later, A walks in. So A, you walk in about an hour after Gath, so almost 2 hours after Katerina. Katerina is about probably 2/3 through her manual at this point. Gath is about halfway almost. So you walk in. You see Gath sitting there. You see Katerina sitting there.
Yeah, I'll probably pop a squat like they did, but I'm not even gonna start reading the manual. I'm just gonna have my feet up on the table, just because it's his first moment of actually relaxing. Because he's been working on whatever he's been working on.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, cool. So you just sort of sit, put your feet up, as
Uh,
I would have totally expected.
Gath will look around, see that Ada's partially on fire, and will just douse him with some water,
That's funny.
using water magic
Okay.
or ice magic, whatever, to put out the fire.
Okay. Helps put out the smolder. Okay.
Yeah, when that happens, A is going to give Gath a dirty look. Like, there's another way of doing that, right?
It didn't require me getting wet.
Yeah, but it's funnier.
All right. So as you were all sitting there, so A, you've been there, you get there, and you guys will sit there for another hour or so, give or take. Probably not an hour, but someone will come in, and bring you refreshments, basically, like a refreshments cart, like donuts and juice or something. I don't know. And she'll tell you to help yourself. That the minister will be here shortly. He had a meeting with the Mikata this morning, and it held him up a little bit. So when you hear that, the Mikata is basically the ruler of Fossa, the queen. So the minister was meeting with the queen of Fossa. That's a big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Not even you never even heard of like the military people meeting with her. They would mention her name, but you never heard of them actually meeting with her. So, all right. So they bring in sort of a refreshments cart for you. There's some fruit on there and some pastries and various drinks, juices, that sort of water, whatever you want. So, what do you guys do in this time that you're waiting for this whoever is coming to talk to you? This minister guy.
Yeah. Just kind of centering myself and being calm and just waiting.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I feel something tells me in my bones that A probably is taking a nap at this point.
Oh yeah.
Which is fair. Totally fair. Gath, what about you?
Matt will see that Aid is asleep and shake his head and return to reading his manual.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys will be there for, like I said, about close to another hour. Oh, what was that? Did somebody have a question before I went on? No? Okay. So when you it's probably more like 45 minutes, maybe less. And then down towards where the lectern is, there's a door. It opens, and this sort of tall, distinguished-looking gentleman walks in. And then another person that you all recognize walks in with him. And the person who walks in with him is the commissioner of the military, which you all know very well. And the tall, distinguished gentleman welcomes you all, apologizes for all the subterfuge, but things like this have to be dealt with delicately, and begins to welcome you. Sorry, I'm looking up the commissioner's name. I forgot what his name was. Why in the world can I not remember what his name was? Varnick. That's it. Commander Varnick.
Ah, my friend.
So Commander Varnick comes in with this distinguished gentleman who he introduces himself as Professor Tressel, who is he introduces himself as Professor Tressel, and that he is the Grand Historiographer of the Fossa Ministry of Historiography. And he's like, before I get started, I would like to give the floor to Commander Varnick at this point to inform you of some important information he needs to pass on to you. So he goes, Commander. And the Commander Varnick steps forward. And he basically looks at all of you. And he said, and it's completely dry. There's no emotion, which is very Varnick. But he goes, as of this moment, You no longer exist. All of your personal and professional records have been purged from the systems.
Well,
You
when Captain Varnick starts, uh, Gat will kick Age's chair to wake him up.
okay? So you'll nudge A. That's fine. So he'll continue on to say that as of this moment, you no longer exist, and uh, to anyone outside of the Ministry of Historiography, and that's all he says. He looks at the Professor Tressel, says, "Thank you, sir," and he leaves and he exits. Gone. Professor Tressel steps forward and he says, "I'm sure you have many questions, and we will get to your questions. But first of all, let me welcome you to the Ministry of Historiography. You have been chosen to be graphers because of your experience, and you come highly recommended." And he'll bring Jose in, who will just stand at the back of the room, or the back behind him. And he says, "A high recommendation from Grapher Gonzalez, which is high praise. It is upon his recommendation that we bring you into the Graphers Society. Each of you has a skill set that will help us achieve our ultimate goal, to not only preserve history, but to preserve Aria as a world." And then he will go into who the ministry is. He will tell you that the ministry is a body that is outside of the military, and now really it's kind of outside of the government as well. They're kind of an independent agency. He'll say that we do not answer to the military, nor do we answer directly to the Mikada herself. She is informed of our intentions and what we will be doing, but for the most part, we are an independent agency. We are set with the task of finding artifacts that have historical and cultural and scientific significance. And we collect those artifacts by any means necessary. You have been recommended for your ingenuity, your bravery, your ability to think on the fly, and that is why you're now part of the Graphers, officially. And then at this point, he'll say, "Does anybody have any specific questions that he may be able to answer?" And he'll look right at you, Katerina.
um, do we have a choice?
Everybody has a choice. You may choose to walk out of this room. But remember, if you walk out of this room, then you'll no longer be needed here and you'll be sent back to your home. I mean, that's just everybody. And they'll say that to everybody. That's not just you. But yeah, you're absolutely welcome to leave the facility if you wish. But just understand that you'll have to return to your homeland as is. And he'll look at you and he'll say, which I'm not really thinking you're wanting to do.
You'd be correct. Um, are there were other members of our team?
Yes, Carrick and Dr. Vin, they're off at this point doing some training. But they'll be back.
Okay. So you said we each have roles to play.
Yes,
Can
which
you
we'll get
elaborate?
into once we get you into your first mission. We'll kind of get into that more of that. But just and he'll just at before he says before I go on or any other questions. He will say that before he asks that he will say also he'll let me amend some of the stuff. Let me caveat some things. When he talks about you guys, you no longer exist. Like you're out. You have no system. You're not in any of the systems. That's why the people at the headquarters didn't know who you were. They're just like, I don't know who you are. You don't exist. Anyone did any type of record search, they wouldn't find you.
We the
Like-
men in black.
Even the physical records have been destroyed. They've been erased. So even if you went to the archives, you would not find yourselves anywhere. They will go on to say that your families have been informed. Those of you who have families, your families have been informed that you no longer exist, basically. And he'll go on to tell you that it's important that your families think that you are dead or missing in action so that your families cannot be used against you. And he'll say a little bit of snark towards the military. He's like, you would think the military would do that considering. But I guess we have, we care for our graphers more than the military cares for their soldiers. So at this moment, nobody knows you exist. And he'll go, I'm sure you've tried to reach out to friends recently, and they don't know who you are or they don't take your calls. It's all part of it. You've essentially been erased. It's the only way that you can work under the radar, because you'll have to a lot of times. And he'll look right at you, Katerina, and he'll go, you no longer exist in East Haven. Like, no, they don't, they'll know who you are or who you were. But as far as they're concerned, you're dead.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
And they'll tell you that Carrick has been informed of this, Dr. Vin's been informed of this, and everyone is very well aware. That does not mean that you can never go home or ever see your families again. It just means you cannot see them at this particular moment while we're on these particular missions, because they could be used against you. So then he's going to look at A. And he's going to walk up to A. And he's going to put a folder in front of you. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty thick folder. So he's just going to set it down in front of you. And he'll look at you and he'll say, that is one of 2 existing copies of your criminal, quote unquote, criminal record. As of right now, it doesn't exist. Except in this room. Which does not mean that you have free reign to do whatever you wish. It means that you potentially will have the ability to walk back to your homeland without any issues, back into restricted zones without any issues. And all of the charges against you will literally disappear. They still exist within the ministry, but they exist nowhere else.
So I'm hearing is same jail, new warden.
No, he'll tell you you'll have so much more freedom here than you will have ever had anywhere else. But just know that if you ever leave us before the mission is complete, then we will have no choice but to reinstate these into the, and like he told Katarina, you have a choice. You can walk out of here, but if you walk out of here, your record goes with you. If you stay, your record doesn't exist. And he'll go on to say that you're not going to be held back by this. This is not, that's why he gives you one of the 2 copies. He's like, these are yours. Do with them as you please. At the end of your missions, this copy of what we have will disappear. So, in essence, you are a free man from your criminal background, or at least the paper trail of your criminal background. Like the incident, quote unquote, the incident doesn't exist. It happened, but you weren't part of it anymore. According to them, they don't know who you are.
Well, when you put it that way.
And yeah, so that's basically that's what it is. So, any other questions before we continue on?
Nope, my curiosity is piqued.
He will go on, and I know a little descriptive of Professor Tressel. He's tall. He has piercing gray eyes. And he's usually in sort of, you'll see him most often than not in sort of like the ministry robes, the sort of like what might look like master's robes. And it has the emblem, the historiography emblem on the left breast. He's very striking and authoritative. It's almost like he commands authority, but he's not like a prick by any means. He's very, very like compassionate. He's very human, dare I say. He's very stoic. He's very, very committed to the pursuit of truth. Like, he doesn't take what they do lightly. He is both. So you might want to say he's both admired and feared by people. He holds a lot of power because he does have the direct ear to the Makata. And he'll go in to tell you, he'll continue to tell you after you have no more questions. He will say, when you begin your journeys, when you begin your job, your missions, he won't call them missions, he'll call them jobs. Understand this. As a grapher, you do not answer to anyone except us, the ministry. But with that, also comes, if you are in trouble, no one's coming to your aid. So if you get caught stealing something or, replacing something or whatever, you have to get yourselves out of it. The military is not coming for you. You don't exist to them anymore. The ministry will not come for you because we can't afford that. But we have faith and trust that our graphers can get themselves out of sticky situations. Otherwise, we wouldn't have chosen you. You'll have every resource you need. And he'll essentially tell you that you have an unlimited credit account. Also, he'll tell you that your little apartments are temporary your temporary residences while your new residences are being prepared, which they will take you to after this particular meeting. You'll say you'll also be introduced to the School of Magic, the historiography magic. You'll be taught and trained some new spells that can help you in your particular ventures. And the School of Historiography, the Magic School of Historiography, is a very exclusive school, and only historiographers are allowed to practice that magic. So nobody else will have it, except for other historiographers. So he'll say you'll go through that training first, and then you'll learn your new spells, and then eventually you will be given your first job. And he just sort of goes through the general things, and he'll say that you will get a new ship. The WindRider as you know it no longer exists. You will get a new version of your ship, which will be ready. Which we'll go and see here in just a few minutes, so you can kind of see your new ship. It's not ready for launch, but it's close. So, with that, he'll say, "Are there any other questions before we move forward?" Nope. And he'll say, "Understand that you are not the boss of anyone. That there is no rank here. There is no hierarchy here. Your previous Captain Carrick will be expedition lead only. That is not a quote unquote air quote command structure. He is basically there as your sort of liaison. He's your charisma character. He's your, that sort of thing. If you need someone to go talk to someone, he's who you send. He's a diplomat, basically, but he's over logistics just to make sure that whatever job you're going on, the right people are where they need to be, and that's it. He doesn't command you. Nobody commands you, well, except for the ministry. So on your ship, there is no command structure. You're all there to do everything. So you will all learn every aspect of the ship, including piloting it, engineering, everything, cooking, cleaning. You do it all. It is only you, and you're the only crew. There is no other crew. And so he says, with that, let me take you to your new home. And he will lead you all out the door that he came in. So where's everybody at mentally at this point?
I think Katarina is kind of warming up to the idea, and she's kind of intrigued and maybe a little excited.
Okay, cool. Okay, what about like A and all you guys? And then Gath, that's it.
Like, yeah, is like, yeah, that's when I was getting used to things. Well, looks like I'll have to help teach everybody how to maintain the ship.
Okay. A, what about you?
A is pretty much having the whole, same shit, different day mentality about it. That's why he made the whole, same jail, new warden comment.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. Okay, cool. So he'll take you down the corridor out into the sort of center of this campus. We'll call it a campus. eventually leading you down to the docks where he'll take you in, and you will enter and you will see the new ship. Though it is still called the WindRider. However, it looks completely different. One, it's about a quarter of the size of the old WindRider, so it's much smaller. As you board, it is more reminiscent of like old world sailing ships, more so than like the more updated warships that you're more familiar with. There's not a lot of quote unquote technology. There's basic technology, like there's a navigation, radar, like internal comms, that sort of thing, like your basic stuff. The engines are simple. They are more combustion style steam engines than anything else. They're still pretty impressive, but they don't have anywhere near the shine of the old WindRider. But still pretty impressive. They'll give you sort of a tour. They'll show you where the galley is, where you'll cook and eat your meals. They'll show you where the med bay is, where Dr. Vin will be housed. For the most part, not housed. He'll have a room. Everybody has a room, sort of a cabin. But then they'll eventually take you to the bridge. The bridge is super simple. There is a steering wheel. There is a compass. There's sort of a map area, navigational area. The bridge is really sort of a two-person, maybe. One person could definitely do it by themselves. Two people would make it easier. But it's that sort of thing. There's, it's open, has an open screen so you can see what's out in front of you, that sort of thing. But it's super simplistic. It is, and as you're walking through it, he'll tell you that this is a ship for explorers, not for military. Because one of the things you will have noticed is that there are no weapons on board. There are no cannons. There are no grapplers. There are no anything. There are some basic deterrent type things, but they're not. I wouldn't constitute them as weapons. It's more like get away from us. Type of like scatter shot type things that sound very dangerous, make a very loud noise, and might scare somebody off. But for the most part, you don't have like advanced weaponry on this. You do have a simple mech bay that has two vehicles, one land, one sea. They're very small. They're like 6-man only. No subs, nothing like that. No air, nothing of that. Literally, it looks like a Humvee and like another boat, like a speedboat. The one thing that you will notice that's the largest is there's a massive research area in the center of the ship, with a massive library and various other things. He'll also show you that there is a safe for you to keep any artifacts that you find within when they're not being studied. Because studying artifacts is going to get you where you need to be, since we don't know a lot about where we're finding these things. We have these 18 tablets, and he'll open the safe and show you these 18 tablets that Jose got in East Haven. We have some basic translations, but you guys are going to have to translate it yourselves. on the go. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's why you guys are going to be training and learning new things. But yeah, so he'll go, are there any questions? And he'll show you your quarters. They're very generic. Nothing like it were on the WindRider, the old WindRider. These are very. You have a bed, you have a bathroom, you have a nice closet. But it's nice. It's not huge, but it's nice.
Okay.
Any questions?
Since we're going to be repairing things as a crew, how many sets of tools do we have?
You have enough for everyone. Well, there's a whole tool bay. If you need to take tools
Okay, so there's multiples.
yeah, like everybody will have like an archaeology kit, which will have like your basic archaeological tools in it. Now, on board, if you're repairing anything, for the most part, and he'll look at you, Gath. He's like, "That's your area, so you have the tools for that."
I'm concerned that if we need to work together to repair something, that we'll have enough of the same tools to main
Yeah,
uh,
you have a.
for
There's like
everybody to be properly equipped.
yeah, in the tool bay, which is where the vehicles are. There's like multiples of everything. You're plenty stocked on tools. Yeah, that's not a big deal. So
I
you'll have
don't know
everything you need.
about uh, but sometimes when I'm working on something, I like to know where the stuff I'm using is. That way, I can focus on the task at hand.
No, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, there are multiple. You have multiples of every tool for mechanic stuff. Now, tools for like engineering stuff, those are different, and they're in engineering in the engine. Well, I say engineering in the engine room, and there are multiple versions of those tools as well because everybody has to learn everything. So if there's an engine issue, then A could be like, hey, Katarina, I need you to come down here and help me with this reactor or this engine, not reactor, because there are no reactors on the ship. But so she would be like, all right. So she could come down, pick up whatever tool she needs to pick up, and help with whatever she needs, because she'll be familiar with that sort of thing. Same way within the mechanic bay. If the Humvee comes back damaged from a job, then you could be like, oh hey, Carrick, I need some help with this Humvee. Carrick would come down, and you'd be like, okay, I need you to repair this while I repair this, and he would be able to go to it, get the right tool, repair what he needs to repair. So everybody's going to be familiar with everything. That's why everyone's going to be familiar how to fly the ship, because you'll have shifts. Think of this as sort of like if we shifted into the idea of a D&D adventuring party, where it's like, okay, who's on watch tonight? So that would be whoever's on watch tonight at this shift. That would be you on the bridge flying the ship. And then it's like, all right, who's got the next shift? And then they come in and they take your place. You either go to bed or go to your next duty. So it's literally everyone runs the ship. Everybody has an equal part in it. Everyone has an equal share, that sort of thing. It's the only ship you have, so you got to make sure you maintain it. And he'll constantly talk about working as
I understand that it's trying to accumulate, trying to understand and make sure everything that we need is.
yes, everything you need will be right there. There won't be anything
Well, I
you
have a
don't need.
question.
Yep.
I have a question.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not a military ship anymore,
Correct.
but I could envision times when we would need to personally defend ourselves. Do we have any weaponry on board at all?
No, but you can get weaponry.
Personally.
There's no personal firearms or weaponry on the ship because that's up to you. We don't put weaponry on the ship. You have to do that because you know what you want. I'm not, because I could. He's like, I could come along and just give all of you daggers, and that may not be what you need. However, you will not purchase weapons here. If you need weapons, you'll need to purchase them out there. And when he sends out there, he talks about you will be responsible for supplying your own ship. So when you run out of supplies, you're going to need to go and get them supplied, get your ship supplied, and you don't come back here. There are plenty of places out in the world that you can stop at and barter, purchase, whatever you need to do. Like I said, you technically have an unlimited credit account anywhere that the Fossen money is taken, of course. But he'll also go into he'll tell you that in the safe you have money. There's money in the safe for you to use to purchase weapons or food supplies or engine parts or whatever, and you're going to do those at any of the sort of black market areas out there. He will tell you that you will not. The one thing about weapons he'll tell you is that you will not deck this ship out with weapons because it makes you a target. The reason it looks the way it does is that nobody cares about a junker like this. The minute you start, quote unquote, upgrading it, that's when you become noticeable. And that's when people come after you. If you need personal weapons, that's fine. Get them. We're not going to tell you not to do that. But do not put
Gat
cannons.
actually,
Go ahead.
Gat looks over at Aid at the mentioning of upgrading the ship.
Yes. And he's going to look at A and be like, you do not want to upgrade this ship. At least not noticeably.
Yeah, A is giving Gath a look of like, yeah, I'm going to kill you if you keep doing that.
And he'll say you can upgrade if you need to, but you don't want it to be noticeable. Because you are going to get out there and you're going to encounter pirates. You're going to encounter other people. And for the most part, and he'll tell you, for the most part, 99.9% of the time, nobody gives a shit about gaffers. They'll see you and be like, eh. So, but if you start adding things to the ship that are noticeable, then they're going to be kind of like, wait a minute. I thought they were graphers. But they've got all this cool stuff.
So, how will we present ourselves if I'm assuming we don't want to say we're come from Fossa.
No. You'll present yourself as a grapher. They'll know that everybody knows who the graphers are. They know where they're located. They know they're from Fossa, but nobody cares about them. They're archaeologists.
Okay.
Literally, they're like, no, okay, boring, moving on. Or they might be like, oh, so you like dig up dead people. That's fun. Don't you have some sort of moral issue with that? I mean, that's what you'll get. You're not going to get like, oh, you're from Fossa? Oh my God, we got to get those people. Because there's lots of people from Fossa that nobody cares about. If you think of it like this, like Fossan citizens are not like the number one wanted. Like, ooh, we can grab a Fossan citizen and get all kinds of money for them. No. So nobody cares. And then he'll tell you, the Professor Tressel, he'll tell you, nobody cares about you. That's just the meat. In which he says, which is your biggest asset. You can walk into situations far easier than a lot of other people because nobody cares about you. As long as you seem like you're unassuming, no one's going to care. 9 times out of 10, they'll literally look right past you.
Okay. So, since we don't contact anybody,
Mhm.
if we were to find something important or relevant, we just keep it here.
Yes, you'll make. That's what your
We
safe is
don't
for.
communicate. We don't communicate that with anybody.
No, you will have a liaison, which is who. That's what Jose is. Jose Gonzalez. He is your liaison, but you're literally working in like incognito. Literally, nobody looks at you. I mean, like I said, unless you do something
Right.
so stupid that people are like, "Oh, hey, they drew my attention to them." Other than that, I mean, literally, you walk in, they see you as archaeologists. They're not they're not looking at you for anything else. Now, that's not to say that there won't be some people out there that are like watching you, going, "Ooh, what are they digging up? What are they digging up anything valuable?" But that's up to you. You have to show. You have to basically maintain that everything you are getting is not valuable. That it's just historical. And for the most part, nobody cares about history except for historiographers. History is not it is not lucrative. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
At least the only serious enemies we would have to worry about are no longer around.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's very much like just don't as long as you just stay under the radar, don't show off, don't that's the thing. Just do your job and nobody will care. Nobody will even look at you. Like I said, the only way someone's going to look at you is if you give them a reason to. So that's why it's important to work together. And like I said, everyone has their skill set and everyone will use their specific skill set. And he'll go into the idea of if you have a job that requires mech, anything mechanical, then they're going to put Gath at the front of that. But not Gath is not in charge of the mission. It's just that his skill set is the one you're going to rely on for mechanicals like machines, like vehicles, not machines, but vehicles. He's a mechanic. That's his skill set. Okay. So maybe you have to go and, let's say, liberate this ancient vehicle from a museum. So they would put Gath at the front of that, as in his skill set will be what gets that artifact out of where you need it to be. Everybody else's skill sets will get him in and out. So once he's in, his
Right.
skill set is the only skill set that will be used to liberate that artifact. Once he liberates the artifact, then the rest of you, it's your jobs to get him out safely. So if there is a job that requires an artifact that is more like machines, like I don't know, like engine parts, like rocket, like we're talking about rockets, like that sort of have a magical core or something like that, then they would put his skill set would be at the top of that. Everybody else's skill sets would get him into the place that he needs to be in. His skill set will liberate the artifact. Your skill sets will get him out safely. That's the way it works. So nobody is more important than anyone else. Everybody is the most important person on that team because your skill sets will be required to achieve your goal. Everybody's will. It's just that someone specific in the team, their skill set will be to basically to retrieve the artifact or to liberate the artifact. So that's why it's the idea of everyone works together. Everybody will have their specialty. Um, and speaking of that, let's go in a little bit. Let's go. We're going to switch gears real quick, everybody, and we're going to go into talking about character building because it did kind of require them to rebuild their characters in a sense, not like completely refresh, but they had to think. Okay, if I'm going to be this, what is my here's my skill set. I sent them a set of skill sets for each of them, and they got to pick what was it, 3 spells from the School of Magic. Is that what I said? 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so each of them got to pick 3 spells from the new school, and based on their skill sets. Now, I told them that there will be some overlap, and that's okay. Some of you might use the same spells, and that's totally fine. So we're going to go around and tell us. I want you to tell me a little bit about what you went through converting your character over to a grapher. Like, what was the moment of, oh, that's so cool, and the moment of, oh, Will, I hate you so much. That sort of thing. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Whoever wants to go first, I'm not gonna treat you like children. Who wants to go first? Or do I need to treat you like children?
Okay. Well, I didn't change any of my stats
Right?
because looking at the spells that I picked, I know there's certain rolls I have to make, so I will adjust as we level, I guess.
Yes.
Start adding points to different attributes and skills.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. One of the big things that I wanted you guys to make sure you didn't do was change your character completely. Like, keep your current stats. Like, you keep those, but from now on, as you gain points, you can start building on your historiography attributes. So don't think of, oh gosh, now I've got to shift everything around. No, that's not what I want you to do. You're still your character. Like Katarina, you're still Katarina. Nothing's changing about her except her job is different now. And she's going to learn some new
right.
skills.
And yeah. So Katarina's specialty is security. Primary purpose is to protect the team, secure sites, identify threats, scout ahead, track movements through dangerous terrain, navigate ruins without triggering traps or alerting enemies, analyze the environment, find hidden dangers, predict ambushes, recognize structural weaknesses, and determine the safest route through a site. Diffuse tense situations, uncover deception, negotiate safe passage, or convince others to cooperate without resorting to violence. Protect the expedition by providing covering fire if necessary, defending the team during hostile encounters, or neutralizing threats that endanger the mission. So, detect ambushes, secure ruins, escort artifacts, setting watches, identifying hostile movement, protecting civilians or team members. So, kind of similar to what her other duties were, but more mission oriented, I guess.
They're more broad.
Right. So that's why she was asking about personal weapons, because if she has to protect, I don't think it's like she's just gonna be going guns a blazing, but I think she wants to have the some firepower to protect the team if needed. For my spells, I picked Tomb Silence, Curator's Ward, and Rune's Eye.
Okay. You want to tell us what those do?
Yeah. Rune's Eye. I'm able to identify hidden chambers, structural weaknesses, secret passages, concealed traps. Successful use grants bonuses to exploration and trap avoidance. Then I have Curator's Ward. The grapher stabilizes and preserves relic structures, books, or artifacts. I can remove the broken status, remove the wet condition, grant flame resistance, grant insulated contestation. I need metallurgy and leathercraft for that, so that's definitely things I'll be adding to my skills as we move ahead. And then I have Tomb Silence, which suppresses spirits, ghosts, undead, possession effects. Affected entities may become restrained, paralyzed, stunned. And yeah.
Okay.
So Katrina is basically all about protecting the team and protecting the artifacts,
Okay. Cool.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's that's one of the big things you want to look at when you're getting points from now on is the attributes that you need for the spells. That if you don't already have those attributes, then you need to start making those kind of a priority, just so that you can use your spells properly. And cool.
And Will assures me that parries are pretty much everywhere, so that
Yeah.
flying would not necessarily trigger
Nope.
snipers to shoot you down.
Right. I mean,
So
unless
it
you're in
kind
a
of
war
would make
zone,
her an asset. Right.
you know. But other than
But
that,
as far as like surveillance or renaissance, that would be
yeah.
kind of something she could definitely help
Oh
with,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, if a
Getting away and
parry flying in the air is not like foreign to people. You know,
Right.
unless you're in an area that it is actually foreign to people, but for the most part, no. It's not uncommon to see parries flying around.
So yeah, it's kind of exciting.
Cool. All right. Who would like to go next? Gath, you want to go next? Or A? I don't care who goes. So just
I say I can go.
okay. Cool.
So, honestly, even with the fact we're not really changing anything just yet, there's not really much I'd be changing for how I planned A's future skills anyway, because he was already focused more on hands-on technological work anyway. So with us going the grapher route, it's like, okay, cool. Now I got to learn how old technology work to see if like how I can convert that to modern, like in his own mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So he was already kind of on that path anyway.
That's fair. Yeah, and I kind of figured as much.
As for the spells, picked up what was it? Wait. Did I look at the wrong thing? No, okay, here we go. Yeah, scroll down and actually see the different ones. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Resonant Awakening, because it makes sense that, again, being more like engineer, mechanic minded, it'd be like, oh, let's see if I can get this back to working even just for a little bit so I can see how it works to make it permanently work.
Yeah, there you go.
Then Reliquary Convergence, that one, because it's like, okay, cool, I can just, it's kind of remind me of the meld ability from Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, where you get to put shit together and make them all work together as one.
There you go. Yep.
And then the other one, where the fuck was it? It was in the first discipline. Yep, Scribe of the Lost Tongue. Because again, it makes sense that, like, let's say we were to find, like, oh, here's a manual for this, ancient ass vehicle, or not vehicle, but machine. I need to be able to read it.
Yeah, exactly.
So those are the spells I chose to go with.
Okay, cool.
Even though A won't use magic for the most part.
Right. And I think one of the things about that is that the magic that you're using for the historiography, it doesn't feel like magic.
Okay.
Meaning it's more like it's inside of you. It sort of taps into what's already there.
Mhm.
So you're more like, think of it more like, oh, I've always known how to sort of read other languages. I just didn't know, my brain didn't know how to figure it out, and now it does. So when you quote unquote cast, you don't think of it as casting a spell. Think of it
Yeah.
as using an innate ability that you didn't know you had. So that was the idea of the School of Magic, is that it's like tools,
Okay.
not like, ooh, look at me, I'm a wizard. It's more like
Yeah.
you use them as a tool than a magic spell. So
Fair.
yeah, that's why and I kind of designed it that way because of you, I want you to use magic without using magic.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really cool. One, I want to see the very first time that A actually quote unquote casts a spell.
Well, I mean, the
To
last time he tried
you
casting a
know,
spell, he got blown to a wall.
yeah, we remember that, and that's fair. But this is very much more. This will be more innate as opposed to sort of wizardy
Okay.
spell booky. Think of it more like a sorcerer. It's already in your blood, as opposed to like a wizard, D&D wizard, that sort of thing where you have to learn it. It's. I want it to be more innate. I don't want it to be like, ooh, I'm casting this spell. It's like, no.
That's fair.
Yeah, no. I want it to be more like, okay, I'm going to use my rune's eye, or I'm going to use this, or I'm going to use that. Think of it more along the lines of opening your tool belt and pulling out the thing that you need.
Yeah. I
You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? Okay, cool.
Yes, I think up until he starts realizing that, though, he's still going to be
Oh
just
yeah,
like
that's fair.
when he uses
That's
it.
that's very
So
fair.
what exactly? How is your specialty defined?
Oh, that's right. I forgot to say that part. Thank you.
It's okay.
Where the fuck was that? Hold on. Here. No, I had to find it because one document won't open because my computer doesn't open documents like that. It's mainly PDFs.
What do you need? Do you need a PDF? Or
Yeah,
need a?
it's the one you sent for the conversion guideline.
Do you need it in a PDF?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I don't use
I can send
Microsoft
it to
Word on
you.
my computer. 'Cause
That's fair. I can send it to you. I didn't know that. If you'd told me that, I would have been like, oh
it
yeah, let
kept
me send
it
it to you.
kept some of mine with all the shit going on.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
mine I can't save it. I just have to go in and open it each time. So
I don't, where the hell was the thing you sent about that though?
It should have been
I can
the
read yours.
specialty
I
roll
can read
system.
yours for you if you'd like.
Especially roll. That's what it was. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's in our group chat. That's all. I couldn't remember if it was sent a DM or sent a group chat.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the roll system.
Unfortunately, I can't open any of those files without leaving the streaming.
There we go. Um.
Uh,
All right, where the fuck am I? Here I am. So engineering says primary purpose: understand structure, power systems, ancient devices, and complex mechanisms. Core roles: intelligence, mechanical, analyze ancient machinery, restore dormant mechanisms, diagnose complex systems, or determine how an artifact was designed to function. Intelligence, metallurgy: examine unknown metals and alloys, identify their weakness or material weaknesses, determine artifacts' method of construction, or recognize ancient manufacturing techniques. Luck and mechanical: improvise repairs with limited resources, discover an unexpected solution to a mechanical problem, or activate an ancient device through fortunate insight or experimentation. And dexterity plus mechanical: perform delicate repairs, disable intricate traps, calibrate precision mechanism, or carefully assemble, disassemble fragile and technology without damaging it. Um, mission uses: so analyzing ancient machinery, understanding power systems, stabilizing structures, diagnosing unknown technology, and reconstructing engineered systems. My limits: I don't drive vehicles, I don't lead security, I don't treat injuries or manage a whole expedition. Experience like, hey, how's this work? It's like, did you try turning it on? There you go. I'm the help desk.
Did you try turning it on?
I'm the IT help desk. The competent
That's.
one.
I love that. I
Because we
love
know some
that.
IT help desks are not competent.
Yeah, that's very true. I love that. Have you tried turning it back on and off? Have you tried that?
Oh, you know A is definitely going to have that kind of moment at least once.
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair. Okay, so what was the one you needed? Is that what you needed in a PDF or?
Yeah, the conversion guideline.
Okay, let me. Well,
That was the one you sent DM.
okay, cool. That's the conversion diet. You said the conversion
Guideline, like where you say like, hey, here's how you should like get ready to start converting your character for the graphics.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, if I could get the School of Magic historiography and the Grapher specialty role system in a PDF, then I could save them
Well, I would say
and
the
not have to
school,
go in each
the
time
magic one is a
open
PDF
it.
because you posted it twice in our group chat. Because
Wait,
there's
which
a
one?
PDF and a docs for the School of
Okay.
Magic Historiography.
Oh, maybe I opened the wrong one because I
You
just
might have
went to
opened the
save
docs
it and
one.
it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So what do you
Okay.
need in PDF? The history, the School of Magic, and what else?
The Grapher specialty role system.
Okay.
That's also a PDF. Huh. That's weird.
Well, I will send that to you while Gath is telling us about his stuff.
I was wrong. I was able to open the PDFs. So, for starters, I didn't make much changes to my character because one, I forgot to do it.
That's
Two,
okay.
fortunately, one of my main skills that I need for my role as the mechanic is one of my highest skills,
Cool.
if not the highest.
Okay.
My main role, which I'm serving as the mechanical vehicle operations expert. My primary purpose is handling transport, repairs, engines, field equipment, and movement through dangerous terrain. The roles I have to worry about are literally all mechanical. I just have to work on my intelligence or my strength and luck at some point. But other than that, they're all mechanical, 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 mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
My mission uses are driving vehicles, repairing engines, operating excavation equipment, recovering stuck transport, maintaining field tools, improvising mechanical fixes. My limits does not interpret ancient engineering history, provide medical care, command the mission, or manage security plans.
Okay.
Now, I'm currently going through and trying to relocate like the spells I picked because I closed the thing that had that information on me like a silly goose. My three spells are Resonant Awakening because of the fact that just uh, made the most sense for me when I was looking at things. Just a moment. So many things open. We've already covered what Resonant Awakening does. I also have Historical Reconstruction,
Okay.
which I will. I don't think any of us has read that one out yet. So to find it. Sorry, folks. Some of the stuff I tend to accidentally overlook on accident.
Okay.
All right, historical reconstruction allows me to uh, the location of manifests a partial enactment of a significant historical event, so I can historically reconstruct something important of an area we're at,
Okay.
which can include what happened to a vehicle.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
then lastly was echo reading.
Yeah, room for that one. Echo.
With that one, I can touch an object and read its strongest emotional and historical impressions.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. Yeah, and I know that Dr. Vin, I know Mikey gave me his, and I think Riku's working on his. So, but anyway, that's great. So yeah, so now each of you has a skill set. You know where you're at. So as you guys move forward, it's going to be very much a team effort. It's going to be like knowing where your strengths lies, where your skills lie, and whether your skill is the skill that's going to be needed. So it's really very much a you got to put your personal pride stuff aside and be like, okay, you're not going to need my skill set to liberate that artifact. You're going to need my skill set to distract the guards, or you're going to need my skill set to turn off the lights. Or you're going to need my skill set for this. So it's important that each of you knows where your strengths lie, and when you go on a mission, everybody will look at the mission. There'll be a mission brief, and you'll go, okay, here's where my strength lies, so I can do this. Here's where my skill set lies. I can do this. All right, this we need a mechanic for this. So Gath, this is your area. We help each other, or you'll help each other, because that's why it's important for you to know where each of your strengths lie and where your party's strengths lie. And like I said, Carrick will be sort of like the diplomat of the group. So if you've got to talk your way in or out of somewhere, he's probably the one his skill set's going to help you the most. Vin is going to be all about like medicines and chemicals and things of that nature. So if you need, say, like a tear gas or a knockout gas or something of that nature, he's who you would go talk to. His skill set will help you with that. So it's going to be important. And like I said, I'm going to talk to Riku and Mike where they get back from their excursions. But basically, when you in our next session, you will get your first official mission. Now, the one thing about this, and I'll tell you guys since I got you here, once you guys you set out on your first job, you will never return to Fossa City until you are completely done with your mission. So what that means is that you are going to be sustaining until you are done. So if you run out of food, you're going to have to go get it from somewhere. You run out of fuel, you're going to have to get it from somewhere. So you want to make sure that I wanted to make sure y'all understood that no one's coming to your aid. You have to do it yourself. And that's every historiography ship, that's how they run. And you're going to learn that. So, cool. Any questions before I get into the next part of what we're going to do?
At an in-character standpoint, would we be able to get a copy of the schematics of the ship to make sure we know what parts or how things are supposed to work in case we needed to help identify the problem?
Well, yeah, there are schematics on the ship. I mean, they're there. Well, yeah, so you'll have access to that.
I didn't want to assume. I just wanted to be sure.
That's fine. Yeah, no, you'll have access to like the schematics, the way the engines are built. I mean, everything has some sort of manual or mapping or something. So yeah, it's all there. So, all right, cool. So what we'll do is we're gonna end here in just a second, because I don't want to get us into our first job until I have everybody here. But I will tell you that you will all receive 12 points to distribute across your attributes and skills. To use them as you need. I would use them to reinforce the new aspect of your character if you need to. You can use them however you want, but I'm highly recommending that you kind of buff your historiography persona part of your character. But if you want to put them in other places, you're welcome to. I'm giving you 12, so you may put those where you need them, so that when we get here in 2 weeks, your character is leveled up where it needs to be, all your attributes are where they need to be, and you're ready to go. The other thing is you can put in your sort of inventory is an archaeologist kit. And in that kit will be like a small hammer, some chisels, a brush, a notepad, a pencil, a tape measure, various other pieces of equipment. There'll be chalk and things of that nature. There'll be a small sort of surveying, sort of surveyor's glass. It has a name, and I can't remember what it's called. There'll be a compass, that sort of thing. And it'll be in a kit that you'll carry with you everywhere you go. And each of you will have one. Because when you're on a dig, everybody helps. Everybody digs. So if you're actually at a site of some ruins, and you have to literally excavate, that's what you're doing. So your little kit will come in handy at that point. Because you've also got to be very careful when you're excavating, because remember, history is very important, and you don't just blast something open. You don't just blow something up, because you could blow something very important up. So you got to be very careful about that sort of thing. So just be aware, you don't just trample through or trample through and just throw rocks around and things like that. So you'll have a kit that will help you kind of to deal with that.
So no adder approach.
Do what?
So no adder approach.
Yeah, exactly. No Hatter approach. No, yeah, don't do that. No bombs. No bombs blowing up. I'm not saying you will not have moments where you can blow something up, but the ministry really wants you to do as anything and everything as you possibly can to be low key, so you don't draw attention to yourselves. Because that's a good way to lose everything that you've gained, is by basically putting a spotlight on what you're doing, and then suddenly everyone's like, oh, they're doing something important. We should keep our eye on them. You really want to be very unassuming. Just blend into the background. That's why they'll tell you there's no uniforms. It's all just your normal clothing. Or normal, quote unquote, normal clothing, but clothing you don't mind getting dirty. So, yeah. Cool. So, any questions from the players? Or any questions from the characters? No? Okay. Well, if not, then that's where we're going to end tonight. So we're going to go around and let everybody introduce themselves again, who you are, who you're playing, and what's something that you're looking forward character-wise. What's one thing your character's looking forward to in this new transition? So something to think about. We're going to start with A.
Hey y'all, I am Cal, also has the Celtic Wyvern King. Played A, the still, I guess, chief engineer is the best way to describe it, even though we don't really have teams under us.
Yeah.
For our group. You can find me every Monday back here for either WindRiders Aria or Orlea Origins, where God, Origins is going to be a little nutty with this next one.
It's gonna be so fun.
Which Riku better fucking be there for that because I can have a good
Yeah.
setup on coming back.
I know. Damn it.
Oh, but you can
You
also
know
find
what?
me.
I gave Will. Never mind. Go ahead.
I'll say, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I told Will if there's ever, a time when I can't be here and you need my skill set, that, I mean, if he chooses to, he can play my character just
Yeah,
so it doesn't, cause any problems. I know Will usually works around all that, but
yeah,
just throwing it out there.
fair. But yeah, you can also find me every other Wednesday, including this Wednesday, unless shit hits the fan with work, for my Theros 5e campaign, A God's Challenge. Ooh, excuse me. Where my players get ready to participate in the Rowan Games, which is like the Theros version of the Olympics. God, that's gonna be nutty. You also find me every other Thursday for Reign of Vecna, where I play Meek, the Reborn Goliath Redemption Paladin. Try saying that 5 times fucking fast. And then also every other Friday, including this Friday, for my Stargate 5e campaign. Again, unless shit hits the fan with work, because this week is looking like that. Hopefully not, though. Because, God, Pokemon's kicking my ass.
Mm.
No, we got a card launch this weekend, including a midnight launch.
Ugh.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
Not Friday, right?
no, the cards drop on Friday, and I gotta close Thursday night for the midnight, open Friday morning. Because I don't have the staff. Because, yay, people applying with no resumes for a fucking assistant manager position.
Ugh.
Use a brain cell. Anyway, let me not go on that tirade.
Fair.
Where the fuck was? Oh yeah, where we had a bit of a cliffhanger on our Stargate game last time. Which, Will, did you actually get a chance to get
Yeah,
caught up on
I
that?
did. I watched it. Wow. Wow.
Oh, I feel so bad for Nick because the dice on him on that one.
Wow.
It's like the one
Poor
time
guy.
you want to roll, we can't roll it high.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, that was crazy.
and hey, that could have been any one of them. The dice just happened to land on him. Like, Lisa, can you imagine if that was Brooke who had that happen to her?
Poor Nick.
I would have loved it.
Fair, but I'm talking. Yeah, you would have loved it, but Brooke wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Imagine how Brooke would have felt.
Oof.
Yeah.
Fair.
Especially being the doctor.
Ugh.
And then as for looking forward to on the historiographer side, honestly, just gonna be interesting to see what kind of stuff you come up with, Will, for everyone to kind of show their forte. Whether it's me with machinery, Gath with vehicles, so on and so forth.
It's going to be fun. I'm very excited for it. So, all right. Gas.
Friday, I'm Old Worm Slayer, and I was playing Death Out Friday tonight. You can find me here every other Thursday with uh, Kel for Reign of Vecna, where I'm playing a uh, dwarf light domain cleric, Oath of Vengeance paladin, which we will be returning soon. Life issues are getting in the way. You will also find me here in a couple of weeks when we return to WindRiders of Aria. And when it comes to what I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to the interactions with Gath and his transition, because this is like taking a Marine out of the core, but trying to take the core out of the Marine kind of situation, where he's in a new element, but he's going to have a hard time transitioning to it because he's so used to being like in the military that the sudden changes threw him a curveball.
Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair. So excellent. Okay. And that was everybody. Oh, Katarina. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
like, am I missing somebody? It's because you were
Yes, you
talking
are.
earlier, and for some reason,
I
I thought you
know.
already went. So that's why I was like,
I
well,
can't. I can't keep my mouth shut. Um, I'm Lisa. I play Katarino, a security expert. My role on the team. You can find me every Monday night here on Halfling Wizards channel for either WindRiders of Aria as tonight, or on opposite Mondays, Orlea Origins, where we're in a really interesting arc there too. It's been really fun. So this coming next Monday, we will go to A's, not A Prime, but the
Kieran.
other
Kieran.
iteration of Kieran. Yeah.
Yeah,
See
right
what his
player, wrong
world looks
game.
like. See what his world looks like. You can also find me every other Friday, including this Friday for Stargate 5e campaign, where I don't know how good of a team leader Brooke is. Half the team is in the
Good
brig,
baby. Go.
and I fully expect the other half to be in the brig within the first 10 minutes of the next game. So, uh, yeah, it's going to be a team of one, and she may just throw her hands up and say, I'm done. You know? Yeah, Kel just threw a big wing nut into the works. So we got to figure out where to go from here. But I think it's good. When we get through this, I don't know that we'll have a hey, 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 hey. I don't know that we'll have a restructure, but hopefully kind of reset expectations and roles, and that's a good thing. This is Leo. He's one half of the new kittens I have that are making me crazy, but I love them. And what I'm looking forward to, um, Katrina's never been in a situation where she can just um, not follow orders, just think for herself. And um, I kind of anticipate her going a little overboard with her newfound freedom a little bit. It's like, uh, I mean, she's always going to be very focused on what's required of her and her role, but um, I think not having to answer to authority is going to be a fun ride for her. I'm really looking forward to that.
Of course, I am Will, the Halfling Wizard, the Chaos Facilitator for this creative group of Chaos Goblins, and hopefully we should have everybody back next time, so we can get moving on this new arc, which I'm very excited for. So, but in the meantime, yes, check back here with us next Monday for Orlea Origins, where we're exploring alternate realities, and make sure that if you so wish to do support us, we do have a coffee account that you can send a cup of coffee if you'd like. Any money that comes to us goes back into the channel to help us help the channel help our other DMs and players with whatever they need. Also, you can check. We have a merch store. We have all sorts of merchandise. We have this really cool mug, which is the WindRiders mug, the Black Tide Syndicate with the Black Tide Syndicate emblem on it. And these are 15-ounce mugs. They're huge. I love drinking my coffee out of them. But we have other merchandise all over. We just dropped a new T-shirt, I believe, and a mug with the "You're not prisoners, you're infrastructure" from our Origins campaign, which is something that the Supreme Leader Mint said, we were just like, "Oh my God, that needs to go on a T-shirt." Also, we're ongoing support of Freedom Service Dogs of America. We're constantly raising money for them. That's just going to be ongoing charity for a while because they're just really incredible people, an incredible organization. They team veterans up with service dogs, and that's just really amazing. So we're raising money for that as well. But yeah, you can join our Patreon. You can get a lot of the homebrew items that we have there that we use in our shows. Please go over and follow or subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can find the other episodes of WindRiders, along with the episodes of our other shows as well. Give us follows here on Twitch, and if you want to join our Discord, please join our Discord. The little link pops up in the chat bot. Is that it? I think that's it, right? That's it. Just come back and join us. See us other things. Come back and see any of our other shows. We do have a new show coming soon. It's based on like mech. It's very like Pacific Rim, as I've been told. We have a brand new DM who's bringing in a team to run that. So stay tuned for that. They're going to be having their session 0 sometime soon, probably in a week or so. So just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so other than that, everyone, y'all have a wonderful evening, morning, day,
Any
wherever
active
you are.
giveaways?
I'm sorry?
Any active giveaways?
No, we don't have any active right now. We're going to, on Monday, I'm pulling names for the current giveaway, and then we'll announce the giveaway. But I'm going to wait till next Monday to do that. So, but we'll be doing that live on stream. Yeah. But we don't have any, but we will have another one starting next Monday. So make sure you come back next Monday to see what we're giving away. All right. So until then, everybody, just be cool, be groovy, stay safe out there, and always keep your eyes open. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
He's wearing so fine, in the tavern sipping on wine, knows the secrets of the old halfling wizard never told. Mystic wand and a pointed hat, talks to people about this and that, sneaky tricks and a wink in his eye. Halfling wizard makes the hours fly. Oh, halfling wizard in the night, casting spells to the moonlight. He can talk and he can know, in his world the magic grows. Down the road in evening light, he'll engage you, that's his delight. Readers of the stars he seeks, in a crowd he's sure to speak.